Oh yeah, and we are live again. Welcome back to BK42 Kustom Cycle podcast number 16. I'm BK42 speaking from Poland, and the other side of my screen is my dear friend Mckay, Brittan, on his mobile studio somewhere in Spain. What's up, man? How are you doing?
Oh man, this is a good day to get started again. This is number 16, did you say? I think we're
16?
doing it.
Yeah, we made it.
All right, good. I'm glad it's going up. We're making it. We're making them count. We've got our a great guest coming on today. That'd be awesome. Hey, I wanted to make a couple of announcements this week. A couple of things. One on a little bit on a sad note. A good friend of ours in the bike scene, Eric Schuchard. He's better known as the Reverend Kickstand. He was one of the original Chapaderos that started back in 2002, back in California, Carlsbad. He was very big into the bikes. He was very much into customizing. He was such a cool, kind soul. I remember staying some time in his house in Carlsbad, and he treated us with such warmth. He's a loss to the community, and I want to pay my condolences to him and his family.
All right, yeah. Condolences for his family. All right, and
Anyways,
talking about yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Let's move on. Let's talk about our families as well.
Oh yes, our families as well. So on a higher note, we can talk about it's actually Mother's Day in America, and it's Mother's Day in Brazil, and it's Mother's Day in Canada, which all of us right now. It's not Mother's Day in Spain though, but my mother's in Vegas, and there she is. I want to wish my mother, if she's looking, I wish her. I love you, mother. She's such an inspiration to all the stuff that I've ever done in my life. And I mentioned something about Mother's Day, and I always like to say this every year, but this year my brother's birthday was last month, and I called up my brother and I talked to my mother, and I said to her, I said, "Hey, mom," I said, "Happy Mother's Day," and she said, "No, Mijito, this is your brother's birthday." And I said, "No." She said, "No, Mijito, this is your brother's birthday." And I said, "No, you know, the day my brother was born, my older brother, was the day that she became a mother, right? So I actually believe that Mother's Day actually comes on the day of your firstborn, right? So
Right, yeah.
but let me just say, there's never not enough days of the year to celebrate our mother, anyways. So happy Mother's Day, mother. I love you
Very
very
well
much.
said. Very well said. Never enough, indeed. Right. Exactly. All right, man.
Hey, I don't know if you could bring it up. There was a couple of things. Well, at least one thing that caught my eye this week. I saw it a few days ago. I saw a guy put out something on Facebook. It was nothing really big deal, but it caught my eye one day because, like,
Yes, you are
I've
talking
noticed.
about it.
That's right. So yeah, look at it, you guys. It's a triple wheel, but if you notice, the center wheel is bigger than the side wheels. So like that's a little bit like unique in the sense that I've seen guys put multi-wheel um, bikes together, but nobody really sort of putting the sort of bigger wheel in the center, right? And for turning radiuses, I did that on my seven wheeler, and it worked out well for turning. So I mean, having a bigger wheel in the center for a multi-wheel thing, I think is quite trick and unique as well. So I just wanted to make that note. But
Yeah.
anyway, you have anything to say about it?
No, no, very interesting. That the only thing I have to add that what we were talking before, I'm just not sure how much the central wheel is touching the floor while we're using the bike, unless when he's turning. But it's really interesting.
Well, that's right. So the side wheels are not really that useful. I mean, really, why do you even need three wheels, right?
Right.
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
let's not talk about practicalness of our custom
Absolutely
bike
not.
movement.
No.
You'll be disappointed, you know.
Definitely. Yeah. The
But
effect matters.
that's right. And I thought the uniqueness matters, right? I thought like something is
Exactly.
unique, very simple little thing, and I thought that was something to make note of. So who do we who's in the room? Can we say hi to a few people in the room before we get
Oh
started?
yeah, we have Bicycle Trust. We have Ferry Cornet.
Hey, what's up,
We
Ferry?
I
How's
got
Bicycle Trust? Goro, what's
yeah.
up, man?
Okay, so
And
go ahead. You read the names.
yeah, Neil. Hey, what's up? He's from Britain. I know Francis Jacobs. Hey, Ralph. I know you. All you guys are here every week. Great, man. Thanks for coming again, man. Hey, what's up, Gus? Hey, what's up, man?
And it's Mother's Day
Antonio. Yeah,
in Italy as
we've
well.
done a feature with them. Yeah. What's
Yeah.
that?
It's Mother's Day in Italy as well.
Oh, hey, happy Mother's Day. Yeah, we all the way around. So like we're all sitting here, we all gotta be like wishing our we're gonna be spending Mother's Day for an hour together.
Yeah,
So we
like
gotta
featuring Mother's Day.
that's right. If our
Łukasz
mothers
from
are
Poland.
waiting outside the door.
Oh, Łukasz, we can feature him at some point because he's building amazing bike lights, headlights. I'm sure you have
Oh
seen him
yeah.
around. We got to talk about him someday.
Oh yeah, fantastic, Lukash. I think that we need to learn a little bit about some lights. Hey, what's up,
Yeah.
Wed Brown?
Rod Brown and
Yeah, hey
our
comments.
dear
Yeah.
friend
Hey Z,
Zahir.
what's up, Z from South Africa? Yeah, he's made it in. What's up?
Yeah,
Mother's Day
yeah,
in
he's
South Africa too. Oh man. Yeah,
all over
everywhere
the
except
world.
Spain, right?
Yeah. Okay, man. What about our
All
features
right, so
builders?
we our next feature is no surprise to the custom bike movement. I mean, he's actually this is the second time he's come on our show. We really I mean he's just got too much of a history not to be able to contain it in one show. We need to talk about it a few times. I think people they've come back to me and said, "Can you bring him back on? Because I got questions about building bikes and design and everything." So this is a guy who's been doing it for 20 plus years, right? He's one of the guys that I like invented the stretch custom to me, right? And he's probably the guy that's most copied in this whole movement, most prolific builder, one off, first on many things in the custom bike movement, and he's still doing it strong. So like without further ado, BK, I think you need to roll it, man.
All right, let's go.
Hey,
Yeah.
and thank you
What's
for
There
up,
the
he
dude?
is.
introduction, Make. It was pretty good.
All right.
Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, I'm a little tanned up this time. I've been out in the sun a little bit.
Oh,
So
lucky
enjoying the
you.
warmer weather in Canada now. We're starting to get some sunshine, and I think the snow's behind us, even though it snowed a little bit last week. But yeah, it's getting good weather here for sure. So there'll be some good times coming up. Get the bike out and roll around, get some exercise in, and meet some new friends maybe here when the world opens up again, and drink some beer with a few people too, because I don't know, that's kind of what FIREBIKES is about, partying a little bit. So we like to have a good time.
Yeah, and it still is 20 years strong, man.
Yeah.
Still on, stickers and beers. Is that
Yeah.
right, man?
Yeah, easy. Don't have to do too much. Just drink and stick things on people. Or
Yeah, on things everywhere in the world that goes. I mean, I still got that sticker. Yeah, and when you came and saw me down in Spain, and you tattooed the wall with
Yeah.
FIREBIKE, it's still up, man. It's still up. I got it on the wall there, man. It's probably gonna live
Nice.
forever there, man.
Yeah, I just had to do it. I've never done that before, and I was either a train or the wall, and I'm like, well, the train will probably get in trouble. The wall will probably get away with
Yeah,
it.
we got
That's
to
right,
write some
man.
message
Hey,
here.
what's up?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I
No, I
love the
got
t-shirt.
yeah,
Yeah, a buddy of
yeah.
mine's selling the t-shirts, and
Ooh.
Jeff Freed there. So yeah, just hit him up because I'm no
Can you
good
show
at
the
selling
shirt?
t-shirts.
Can you please show it
I
for
just
us?
give them away.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, there we go.
Who
Oh,
did the
cool.
artwork? Who did the
Uh,
artwork?
Actually, artwork was done by the Piz, and he used to be big in the custom cars, and he worked with Ed Roth, Ratfink, and he did the bike and this one here, and
Oh,
he
that's
unfortunately passed away. I don't know how long it is now. It's been quite a while. So, but he's no longer with us. But he's kind of into the custom culture, kind of a car scene type of type of thing. So it was
Oh
just
yeah.
kind of.
I mean, I think Lucas is just making a point that there's FIREBIKES products in Poland, right? And there's FIREBIKES. I mean, we talked about this the last time you were on. I mean, your FIREBIKES are like nearly on every continent in the world right now, right? It's
Oh yeah,
probably,
yeah.
you
It's
know, in every
been a
state,
fun run.
definitely. And yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
been good. And
Hey, Sam. You know, I we had a couple of features that we wanted to bring on.
okay,
We
yeah,
usually, yeah, we usually do the features before you know, we have the guest on, but because you know these guys so well and they're like FIREBIKE customizers, you know, you can be able to like help us
yeah,
feature some of these bikes. And I think the first one that BK just brought up was um, Frank Littlemans from Holland. He's quite known in the scene, especially with FIREBIKES, and he's like one of the first names you want to say when it comes to FIREBIKES in Holland and things like that, right?
yeah, yeah. He's definitely been around a long time. I probably met Frank, I think 2005, and tall, skinny kid, and now he's a grown up man. His family of his own and everything, and but he's still doing the bikes and still going strong. He's like an OG, and he's got a club and a V Corps, and he kind of runs the FIREBIKES Army a little bit down in Europe for me, and yeah, killer guy, and they put up a good cruise too, and he always give you a good time, and there's lots to see over there. So you're not cruising parking lots when you're cruising with Frank. Getting some history, and Frank's
Oh, you've seen some
yeah,
windmills, right?
yeah, windmills and some forest, and some saline mountains if you go to the right area, if
Oh
you know what I
yeah,
mean.
yeah. Oh, and I had a little chat with Frank today earlier on, and we're chatting about like the kind of FIREBIKES that because like he's a connoisseur of your bikes. The way it sounds like he's probably like I think he's bought like 10 different frames from you, right? Or at least he's got 10 different FIREBIKE things
Yeah,
going on,
yeah.
and he
He
bought a
ended up
few
with some
one off.
stuff. He ended up with some stuff I had in when I had some dealings with Rough Cycle, and I wanted to get it out of there, and he got some prototype frames and stuff I had laying around there, and then somehow I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
get my personal bike back though. Pero sold that on me.
Oh, oh man, oh man. Oh, we'll save that one. We'll save that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm coming for you.
Oh man. Hey, and you know, he was telling me that I mean, Frank goes back to 2005, and he said he started a V Corps, and he said he had your bikes since like back then, right? Like
Yeah,
I think he said 2007 or something, but like that FIREBIKE gold one. I don't know if you've seen that red and with gold wheels.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. There's a good
BK.
story about that bike, but yeah, that bike's like you see, look too. That bike's like '04, single rear stays.
Oh
It's still
man.
rolling today. Like and that was kind of like a chopper design, and Frank obviously modded it, and put a shovel on for a seat there, which is pretty cool. I don't know how comfortable it is because I've sat on a couple of those, but
Yeah, you don't want to
they
do
ride their
you
bikes in
don't want to
Holland,
do
so it's got to work, I guess. So I don't think he's just going to the corner store with that bike. I'm pretty sure he's gone on 20 kilometer cruises with that bike, and and it kind of proves the test of time too, like the single rear stay design. The bikes are still they're together, they're not breaking. So I'm not saying I haven't had a bike that broke either though, but it happens. You do a design flaw and you figure it out and you go from there, and that's part of the design and the learning process. Not everything's perfect. So but it's nice when see Frank's taking one of those old bikes and kind of weld the different seat on, and set it up with his own. I always run those big heavy friggin' springers in Europe, and I don't know how they can do it. I had one. I was just hard enough carrying it around. You had to alone put it on a bike. So I, I could never throw one on one. Oh, that's a Mayday bike. That's not even a fire bike. That's Mayday Cycles.
Mayday. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the Hula Girl. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I did something in there. A little chain guard or something. I'm trying to
Is
see.
that like a support? Is that like a little support for the?
Oh yeah,
the
maybe she started to give away a little bit after all these years.
Yeah,
Shame
we're gonna
on me.
It looks a little bit of support there, buddy.
Yeah,
It's
well, yeah. It happens. It happens when you're 16, 17 years old. You get a little worn out.
Yeah, that's
Frank's
it.
a big boy though. It's not like he's like 5 foot tall and 120 pounds either. The boy I'm sure is probably 200 pounds and 6'4" or something like that. But it'd be nice to see Frank's other bike that he did, because he did this burgundy bike with some gold accessories. And,
that's the first bike I ever knew Frank with. I think that was the first, and he won like the Cody Cody Award that year.
Yeah, let's find that bike because there's a good story about it. Yeah, right there in the grass. Up right there. Yeah. Oh, right there. Yeah, that one. So there's a good story about that. I think he built that in 06 or something, and he entered it and didn't get nothing, which is funny. That bike was like dialed to the nines in 06, like custom frame, the gold accessories. He had FIREBIKES kind of custom rare pedals and the sprockets, and the bike was just detailed, like perfect paint. And he got nothing, you can see the sprocket there, the roulette sprocket that I did. And he didn't get anything. And then the next year he enters it, and then all of a sudden he wins. Like, it makes no sense. And even the first year I said to him, I'm like, man, what the hell's going on? But if you've seen that bike, I seen it probably about 7 years ago, and it was still looking in pretty good shape. And like I said, if you've seen the paint up close back in the day, it was just phenomenal. The color and just the little touches he did with all the gold and it was just done right. Everything was done right. He had the full package, where some guys, like back in the day, they do the bike and they spend all the money on the paint and get it looking good, the paint, but then they put on just normal wheels, or throw a one-piece crank with a little cheesy sprocket. I know a guy did that on his trikes all the time. But no, that happens too. Like you said, you get to a point too, you spend so much money, you're like, oh man, I don't have the money. And what do you do? Like I said, but at least Frank, like I said, he's definitely a rider. Great guy. I've stayed at his house. I've known him forever. He's puts on a good show, and he's just all around good guy. I'm sure if you showed up close to Amsterdam, Holland, and you let Frank know you're coming from the US, and I'm pretty sure Frank would find a way and come meet you and take you for a cruise and show you around Holland. He's that type of a guy, kind of like a diplomatic kind of guy. He's like, this guy's from wherever, I'm going to go see him. And he'll, if he can make the time work, he'd, you phone Frank, I'm sure he don't even know you from the hole in the ground. He'd tour you around, show you some of the country.
That's right. And he's been in the scene, and he's still in there, and we chatted earlier on, and he's still got projects, and he's still got fire bike dreams all in there. But anyways, I'm glad we chatted about Frank. I like to have Frank on there and show up some of his non-fire bike.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Projects. He's done some crazy stuff, so need to see it. That's some real low bikes and all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, burrito bikes and 3.5 meter trikes and things like that. But we'll chat when we have him on, and we'll show. We wanted to make the connection with him and your FIREBIKES army in Europe. But the next guy we want to chat with, his name is Mike Ganade. And Ganade, that's right, Mike Ganade. And Sam says I should call him Magic Mike. He's
likes
happy
that.
with that, right? Yeah. He's happy with that, yeah, apparently.
But Yeah, Mike's quite the character. You should see some of the. He's done some black bikes, and he's done some kind of crazy bikes. So, but
What's this? Is that a frame? Is that a Warrior frame or what?
yeah, that's the low Warrior frame there. That's kind of a FIREBIKES project that was kind of, to be honest, start with another guy, and it wasn't working out, and it kind of got thrown in the trash, and then one day I just kind of threw it back together, and made a few, and I actually really don't. I'm not really into that bike. It's a little too extreme. I find the more extreme bikes, I don't know. They're just. I'd rather have something just more flowing and this and that. That's where the fluid comes in. But yeah, Mike, if you ever seen Mike's stuff, just attention to detail is phenomenal. Like, he's always running disc brakes. You know, everything's like color coordinated, and he's always using higher end, and he uses some mountain bike stuff too on some of his bikes. Like there's a black bike somewhere, and he's got like the mountain bike kind of triple tree on it, and it's just a crazy bike. And in the you see the detail, like just even like running the cables, and like some guys like me, I'm a kind of guy that I don't care to hide the cables. I'm just like, maybe I'm just lazy, but usually I'm not keeping bikes anyways. But this guy will take the fine details and make sure that cable's like perfect, and it's mounted and route through here perfectly, and just phenomenal work. Like like even like I said, the grips and the details. It's down to the detail, like to the nut, the bolt, to the washer. Like he's got 2 washers on each side of the wheel, not 1 and 3 or something. Like it's just detailed and dialed, all his stuff. And like I said, there's some other bikes that he's done are just crazy. Yeah, like disc brakes and things like that. And but there's definitely, I don't know, hopefully you can find this black bike he did. It says FIREBIKES Army on it. And and I'm just trying to see where it is. But
Hey, I just wanted to say hi to our old buddy Robert Lalonde. He's just said hello. You remember him, right?
Oh yeah, the Frenchman.
He's a fellow Canadian, isn't he? Hey,
Buongiorno.
Oh, one of those Canadians. All right.
No, yeah, Robert actually, he's kind of an OG guy. It's kind of neat to see that he's kicking around. So that's pretty good. Like I said, Robert is kind of an OG, and I don't know what he's been doing for quite a while, but it's nice to see he's back and he's still got the interest. So yeah, another thing, like I said, Mike had the details. He's got right there. I only made like a couple sets of those wheels. It was a salt flat in the back and a spoked in the front.
Wow.
And people are still like, it's funny, people like, you see one of these old pictures of bikes 10 years ago. Where do we get these wheels? I'm like, man, you're like too late. Like
10 years too late. Yeah.
Why were you asking like 15 years ago when I had them?
Yeah, everybody was complaining about the prices then, though, right?
Well, complain about the prices now, but now you're paying that for spoked wheels. Oh yeah, some of the artwork Mike does is just phenomenal on rims.
Oh yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, I think those are. I don't know if those are mine. Yeah, those are mine. Actually, I still have them in the basement here. And,
sick ass work, man. Sick.
Yeah, and it's all by hand. A lot of it's not a decal or anything. It's all by hand.
Well, like, I mean, like he hand paints it, or does he airbrush, or what?
Just hand paints it.
Wow, really? Wow,
yeah,
that's a hand paint. Oh man, dude, wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Does he tattoo or what?
No, he's an art. He draws, and instead, like I said, I met Mike in person finally too, probably in late 2000s, and just the stuff. He puts together, and like, yeah, there's another rim he done for some guys. Like, you're lucky if you got a set of rims Magic Mike painted for you. Like, you're a lucky guy, because like the artwork and things are just phenomenal. And when I met him too in Hawaii, he goes, hey, he's all gung ho, and and he's totally into it. He bought a lot of one-off parts from me and things like this over the years, and he's like, Sam, he goes, they're starting to call me Magic Mike. I fucking hate it. They fucking think I'm magic, but Mike, it's more of a compliment, because like the work you're doing on these bikes, it's kind of got a mountain bike fork on that. Nothing that was, it's just a crazy ass build. the dual headlights. No one's running dual headlights. You know, they probably will now. But yeah, there's us all in Hawaii there ripping around. So then there's Sick Nick and my buddy Troy, and yeah, we had a good time in Hawaii. We got some good stories about it down there.
Oh man, I missed that one, man. What was that for?
Just for fun.
Oh, I missed that one.
Yeah, but no, Hawaii had a good scene. I don't know if it's there, but I think it was every Wednesday or Thursday night they'd meet at a mall. And I don't know if it was, but Mike's like, you got to come see this. It's crazy. So we get to the mall. We're a little early. And within a half hour, there's like 150 people there. So the scene in Hawaii back then was just blowing up. And the guys like Magic Mike, he was inspiring them all because Mike was putting together these bikes of mine. But he was just the fine details. He was just like, like a friggin' show car, and I think Mike probably helped push that scene, in Hawaii there, because no one had nothing like him. No, nothing is clean. And that's why, pretty much they started calling him Magic Mike. And I think the only reason he really hates it is because that stripper movie came out just after, that Magic Mike. So I think that's the only reason he hates the nickname. So everyone thinks he's a stripper.
Yeah, I remember seeing something. We met. What was it? 2019. You bought a couple of bikes, or 17. I forget where it was.
Yeah, probably
OBC.
17 or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
he came down and brought one of his.
Yeah, you brought one of his, and you did it with the sort of dimple tubing.
That was hammer tubing and
hammer tubing. That was like a. So like Sam, you're doing square tubing and diamond profile. Like wow. In the noughties, right? Some 2000 what?
Oh, early 2000s, like I said, probably 2003, 4, it all, started going, and then, tried working with some other materials too, and such, and, but I did a couple aluminum frames back in the day, but I think one's still rolling around, and I don't know where the other one is, but they're in Europe. I think there's a fluid kind of, or no, a mortician, that type of deal that's, full aluminum.
And, yeah.
But it's just too expensive, and it's a hard material to work with, and like I said, there's a lot of waste when you're building these custom bikes with these curves, and and if you're working with them, chromoly or something, it's you're going to be throwing away lots of money, like hundreds of dollars. I probably throw away hundreds of years and just scrap ends off. You're cutting a tube, and and like it all adds up, right? So. And that's where if you are building, like I said, you're going to definitely wreck some stuff, and you're going to build some stuff, and after you're going to think it's a shit, and then a month later you're going to build something better, and you're like, this thing's a piece of junk. This one's way better, right? And that's what you kind of do when you start building on your own. You just kind of strive to beat the next one or make the best bike, or and that's kind of where I'm at. Like, once in a while I do something, I'm like trying to like up myself, up my game, right? And or up the design, like, maybe I'll try this, or, maybe I'll try that. And then you do it and you think it's cool for a day or two. And then you look back, you're like, oh, this sucks. Or else you do hit the home run, right? And I've hit the home run on a couple bikes, and, I'm sure some other guys have, hitting the, feeling that kind of wave too. They're, getting the home run, and the home run to me is a bike you've been building for, over a decade, where it's the fluid's been, probably 07, so it's getting old. It's nothing new, it's old, and the FBR, that's an old one. That was a hit back in the day too, and people are still kind of wanting that too, and that's kind of cool. You look back, like these bikes are like, some of these bikes are 20 years old and the guy's still on them. Like it's 2021, these bikes are early 2000s, and guys are like still looking at them going, wow, I want one, right? When there's all these other guys now making it, doing all their stuff, and it's kind of crazy to see how it is. And now there's guys building and this and that. So hopefully we get in a little bit, and people ask some questions about building today, and ask questions about maybe how do you market, or how do you take it to the next step, or how do you make it a job, or things like that.
Yeah, I think we're leading into what you're just talking about right now, and I think that we're already starting to get some questions. I think we need to get into talking about FIREBIKES you know, how the hell you're still around after 20 years doing this stuff, and why, and you know, what is it that keeps driving you, and what designs, and what about, because like you said, um you've had some hit and misses. You know, what are you building for? Like, you building for like yourself to like something cool? Are you building for people to buy it? You know, like, is it something that you feel like, you know, if it's not cool to you, then, or do you like look at it and say, well, can I reproduce that easier and make a lot of them, and hopefully it's a hit? I don't know. How do you think about things like that?
I don't know. I usually like back in the day, to be honest, because there's nothing like what I was doing. Everything was kind of a hit, you know, because no one's seen anything like it, you know. But then you get some, you know, you get some of the extreme designs, and you know, people like there's, you know, there's a select margin of people, you know, that want the big, huge curves and points. You know, to be honest with you, most guys want it just more, you know, fluid, and that's kind of where the fluid name come from. You know, it just kind of flows nice, and everything just kind of works together. You know, so um, and I build my bikes. You know, I'm not getting rich or anything like that. I build them just because I love building them and I love bikes. And, you know, and sometimes too, I'll just, once in a while, I'll just get in a zone where I'm like, I want to build something new and try pushing myself, you know, because you see everyone doing their, you know, lately all the same old thing. And one guy's, you know, I'm doing a tail dragger, you know, so everybody jumps on board and, I got to make a tail dragger. Like, fuck, come on, guys, let's fucking step it up. I've seen one, I've seen them all. Like, I want to see some new shit, you know, and you all got imaginations. Everyone does, or, you know, you got ideas, try to take them, and what's the worst can happen? You know, you don't make the coolest bike, but you made a bike. And then the next one just, you know, gets better and, you know, improves. And, or you could just copy someone's bike. You know, I guess it depends what you want to do with it. You know, like back in the day, you know, we kind of had an honor system, you know, like, you know, guys are like, hey man, like, do you know, if I'm stepping on your toes here, or do you mind, or, and this is what I'm thinking of. And, you know, and nowadays we don't get that. You're just like, you know, all for one for all type deal. And with some guys, and, you know, or, you know, some guys think they came up with everything they've done, you know, like, no, buddy, the handlebars have been invented a long time, and so are the fucking wheels. You know, like anyone can fucking spoke a wheel, and anyone can bend a set of fucking handlebars. You know, sorry if you piss some people off, but that's just how I feel.
So I mean, you are an originator. You're a pioneer. You're inventor of things. Of course, you're going to be frustrated with people that copy, right? I mean, because
Yeah,
our whole movement is about being unique, and like being unique and cool, right? I mean, I guess that's what custom bikes is more about. Like, we want to be unique, but we also want to be cool too. We want it to look good. We want it to flow, fluid, as you say, or something, you know, designer, anything. But you're saying like maybe some people might get into the game and copy one of your bikes, and just because maybe they can't imagine your bike is what they, you know, is their
imagine, yeah.
epitome, you know, like that's everything. Like, I just want one of your, you know, FBRs, you know, or, you know, whatever. Like, that was just something that got me in the beginning, liking your
Yeah,
bikes, like square tube FBR, and I was like, oh man, that's amazing, that's cool. I just for nostalgic reasons, I'd like to get an FBR.
yeah, you know, and you know, like people don't like those bikes are fucking old, you know, like, you know, and some of them, there's not many of some of them, and you know, things like that. But you know, like for a guy starting out building, like, you know, I know a couple guys and they build shit like, you know, around here, and they're worried about building a website, man. And then I got to make these kick ass fucking business cards, and meanwhile they haven't done shit. You know, they're too busy running around planning their websites and this and that. Where just go out and do it, or they're playing on their computer drawing a whole bunch of CAD bikes, and you know, like, you know, like I don't draw stuff. Like if I draw stuff, it's like 3 seconds napkin, and I'm like, I think I can go with this, right? And you know, so
There you
you know,
go. Like, I mean, how you do it? I mean, that's another good question to ask you. Is like, do you ever draw it up? You know, do you
I
like?
rarely draw anything up, like unless some guy kind of like, what do you think? And I'll just do a little chicken scratch on a napkin, and like if people showed them, it's like, you know, nothing spectacular. And But main time when I did something, I just sit at the table and, you know, in the beginning, I just like, what about if this goes here? Oh, that might work, you know, and then what if this goes here? Yeah, okay. And that's how a lot of the one-offs came off too, because like you put it together and like, you know, you think it's cool that day, and then, you know, the next day you sit back at it and you're like, that don't work. Or, whoa, it's still cool. You know, like it's like it all depends. Like you said, I'm sure you've built stuff, and you know, one day you're like, this is a cat's ass, and the next day you look back at it and like, I could be better than this. You know, I can top this, and that's what it's all about. When you, I think with most people, like for me, when I'm building, I'm trying to top the next bike or push the design or something like this. When I build my next bike and it's a different style, I'm not really doing it to make money. I'm doing it to push myself and grow as a designer, you know, as a fabricator, you know, and that's, you know, I'm like, I'm not looking at like thinking, 100 people are going to buy this. You know, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm just looking at.
But why shouldn't we? I mean, it's 20 years down the road now. You're not giving up your day job. I mean, so why not like double the price of everything you have right now? Why do you still sell it for so cheap? I mean, really, I honestly, I believe your FIREBIKES cheap. You've been selling those frames for like the same price forever, right? I mean, you hardly
Yeah.
gone up. And
Yeah, I do it. I do it mainly too, so a guy can have one of my bikes. You know,
well,
you
I
know,
mean, you
because
don't
most
think
guys,
people would buy
get
your
one of my
bike?
bikes, and I'm not an easy guy. Like I'm not on all the forums pumping pictures and this and that. Like I'm pretty hard. Like unless you look into the history and stuff, you're just not going to find me. You know, I'm kind of like you know, and I kind of got like a little cult following too. I got guys that just fucking love my shit, and like, you know, they've been loyal followers for, you know, 20 years, you know, and you know, I kind
Yeah,
of do it for
and
some of
Bill,
those guys. So they'll come back and like, Sam, I want another frame. I'm like, man, you bought like fucking 10 bikes off me. You want another one? You know, like
yeah,
I'm not going to
and build
gouge the
build
guy.
those bikes, build those. But like in the regular world, guys that don't, the hardcore guys that are not watching this show right now, the guys that coming in the future are gonna watch this show. Guys never heard of you, but they want one of your bikes, right? And really, yeah, your guys, your loyal fans, your loyal that been like, yeah, keep it like special for those guys. But like the future, your bike frames are worth at least double what you're charging for it right
Well,
now.
yeah,
Really.
some of the old stuff I think it is, and the future looks for me. To be honest with you, man, I'm like I've been building bikes a long time, you know, and I'm slowing down when you know, I used to be, I could pump those bikes out like crazy, you know, and I'm at the point now, I'm getting older and busier, and you know, I'm still doing it because I love to do it, but I'm just doing it because I love to do it. I'm just looking to do it to make a little money now and pay for my next adventure, you know, and I'm doing it
And you've
just to
been doing
keep,
good.
and I'm doing it just to keep those people that really want it, and to keep it alive, you know. And if I ever decided to get back into it full time again, you know, I'd probably join all the Facebook, you know, like if I want to get in, I'd join all these bike groups, because there's like, I don't know, probably 1,000 bike groups. I don't have a clue, but there's lots. You know, back in the day, there's no Facebook, no whatever. It was going on, finding a bike shop, sending an email, hey man, I make these bikes. What do you think? And you never hear back, you know, and now, like I said, there's so many opportunities to showcase your stuff and promote your stuff. Like I said, you got Instagram, you got Facebook, and Facebook, like I said, you go on like 20, 30 groups. You're going to find one guy on one of those groups. I would say if you push it, the work, and you're going to find one guy a week. If you got something that people want, and he's going to buy your bike, you know, with just a little pop in the odd picture here and getting on there and, you know, talking and, you know, chit chatting. But for me, I got so much going on. I don't have time to, you know, maybe some people look at it, well, you know, he never comes on my forum or whatever, but I'm just like, I got lots on the go, you know, nowadays. You know, I'm into cars big time and motorcycles, and I'm into old stuff, and you know, I love building that, and I built a lot for other people, and now I'm just like, just want to do something for myself, you know. I'm getting older now, I'm slowing down, you know, so I want to build these cars, you know. I don't want to be trying to build them when I'm 70 and I can barely move, or who
I mean,
knows, you know.
you'd be motivated for double the price, right?
Yeah, you know, and there comes a time
Right,
too, like,
right, right. I'm just trying to throw something
yeah,
in there, like throw some of our old
I
timers
have,
in
I
there.
have raised my
I
prices.
can't go back.
I have raised my prices. You can't touch a complete bike on me now. It's 2,500, $3,000 US, and that's because, like, for me sorting out a complete bike too, especially with this COVID and everything, it's friggin' hard to find tires, and it's it's just like, and I'm in Canada, so people don't realize Canada's never had a cruiser scene. We still don't, really, and we don't have the bike shops and the suppliers in Canada like, we're going to bring in these cruiser parts. No, they're not. If they bring in the cruiser parts, they're just going to bring in the old typical little cruiser bars and the Springer seat and just some whatever brand of tires. They're not going to bring in like red, blue, and white stripe, and they're not going to waste their time because they're not going to sell it. So, and that's where I'm at too. Like, like, it's location, location, location. So I'll just kind of, like I said, if someone wants a frame for me, hit me up, because you never know. I just, like I said, I'm not doing too much. I'm keeping pretty low key, underground kind of, but I'm not really underground when you go to a bike show. So I got one of my bikes every cruise.
I'm sorry, can you guys hear me? Because all of a sudden the volume's gone down.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know what happened, but it just got all low right now.
When is Rusty going to design the next killer frame? Yeah, I don't know. Soon, man. I was just with them today. We were talking about it.
Yeah, we got some questions here. Maybe we can just
let's
talk a
do
bit
that.
about. Yeah. Let's get another one. It was nice. This one for Neil?
Oh,
yeah.
No, I haven't done anything for Motley Crue since the iHeart Festival. I did a sidecar bike and I did a giant tricycle. So if you ever want to see those, YouTube, Motley Crue, iHeart, 5 minutes in, you'll see these crazy bikes come out. And they were just done for their concert because they couldn't bring motorbikes out. But that's the last time I ever did anything for Motley Crue.
All right, we got another one. Are you planning to release a new serial frame? And what do you think about serial production? Let's go from Bicycle Trust.
At the moment, no. I'm in the middle of a lot of things right now. I'm actually moving. I'm doing some work at a house. I'm building a new shop because I bought a CNC machine and things like that. And I'm just too busy to even get to that, this CNC machine, because I want to start designing some other things in that. But I think I'm just gonna, keep with the basics, mainly just the fluid. This year I only made about 20 frames, and I think when they're kind of sold out, we'll see how it goes. But at the time right now, it's kind of first come first serve, and for building something new, maybe, but not right now. It's not going to be till maybe winter or something where I got a little extra time, and then and usually when I do that, I just scratch away and just try pushing myself. Like I said, if you've seen that bike I did with all the Zeds in it, that was just, maybe that is a cool bike. Maybe someone would buy it. Like, I haven't really pushed it out there or anything like that. Maybe that could be the next production frame for FIREBIKES. But when you look at the FIREBIKE history and way back, I don't know, there's probably like 30 regular kind of designs have been floating around, and there's probably another 20 or 30 that sometimes I've seen, like, I don't remember building that, and then you're like, oh, okay, because it's been so long. But yeah, I don't know, we'll see how it goes.
All right, I got another one here. Not that easy. What do you think about Mckay?
Mckay, well, I don't really know them. I know, they're just like anybody. I don't know. They're like they're a Taiwanese company, I'm sure. I'm sure they've copied a few bikes of other people's, or used some of the, took some of their influences and put them into a bike. I'm sure, like, they got, that 346 kind of dealio. And to me, basically 346 has been a Taiwanese bike ever since it came out anyhow. The real ones were the Bassman, but that was, the OG, that was the real stuff. The rest of it's, all been just China, and don't let anyone fool you that it's been made in Holland, back in the day. But I know, like I said, Mckay, it all comes down to money. And I guess, like I said, yeah, if they do steal it, or they take something and do it, it'd be nice if they recognize and paid you. But I know from past experience, when a big company if they do take your bike, which they have with me, do you want to run around and chase a guy, get lawyers involved in all this over, fuck, just build something else, I know you put your heart and soul in it and everything, but the true people, the true bike enthusiasts and that, they look around that and they'll buy yours. It's like buying a Rolex. You want a fake Rolex? Well, I can't afford a real one. I'll just go buy a fake one. And they're never going to buy one of your bikes anyways. And that's where I kind of look at me. I'm like, I'm the Ferrari bikes. And if you want to go buy the other one, then you obviously can't afford my bike anyways. And, you're not really missing out. It does suck though if you see your product out there and it got ripped off and stamped out. But it's that's the way it goes. And if the cruiser scene was to get really huge, like it's kind of huge in our community, we're all custom and we're all kind of custom building in that. But if the big manufacturers ever catch on to that again and see a market for that again, they are going to take stuff we have and it's going to be in every fucking booth in Interbike in Vegas and then in Eurobike in Europe. That's what they're going to do because it's like anything. One day road bikes are hot for 5-10 years and then road bikes done or BMX is hot and they go the trends because they want the money for the trends. But in the end of it, it comes down to, that's where the true colors stand out. Like I said, I've been through the ups and downs and got copied and, fucking all that stuff. And they're just there for the money and let them have their little bit of money because most people that are buying those bikes aren't going to buy your custom bike anyways. And the unfortunate thing is some people buying those bikes don't know what they're buying. And so if you do see them and they're like, I wouldn't give them a hard time because most of them are unaware of they're new to the scene and they just saw it, found it online or, they don't know, like, why ride someone else or, and there's, just, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old and soft. Fuck.
You just need some new motivation. That's all I'm seeing, Sam. We've chatted, nearly for 2 decades. We've had chats with each other over the years, and we kind of co-supported each other, holding each other up at these bike events all over the world, moaning about hey, none of us giving up our day job for this thing and just loving it all the way through, right? And we're still doing it.
For me, I love the people and love the traveling. And for me, a build-off, to be honest, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but a build-off to me, like if you really want to challenge me to a build-off, I want a fucking day. One day, nothing ready, just show up and build it. Because to me, a true builder and a build-off, a guy that's got skills can pound out a whole bike in a day. I don't need 6 months to plan my fucking
skills
event.
And all the tools. Yeah,
provide me, send them to a bike shop or set up like OBC. Here's a challenge to OBC. Bring a couple welders, bring a couple airers, bring some pipe, bring a roller, bring me in, bring a couple other guys in. We got one day. That way the people can come by and watch it and see how it's done. Sure, it's going to be on the fly and be fast, but you can see how it's done and you can get an idea of how it is done. And it makes it more challenging, I think, than you're you're sitting around and you're posting, I did my spokes today. And, boom, no, I did the whole fucking thing today. It's not perfect. I sprayed it with a spray bomb. And that's what I want for a build-off. If anyone wants to challenge me a build-off, set it all up. I only want one day, and you can only have one day too. And don't be CAD drawn, just fresh out of your mind and go for it. Drink some beers, build a bike, and at the end of the day, we'll let them pick the winner and give it away.
Or raffle it off.
All right.
Or something.
Yeah. You raffle off, give it away to charity, whatever. Yeah, that's a better idea.
Yeah, we did.
So does Lowlife want to challenge the king of bikes? Huh? Do you, Robert? Any of you pussies?
Oh. I'm hearing some ting, ting, ting. Hello. Any challengers out there?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a selfie.
We got the first one.
Who's our first selfie right there?
Nice.
Yeah, from
Gary. Is that Gary Candy? Is that him?
GoRo's profile.
Oh yeah, GoRo. Hey, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's...
He's building amazing bikes and he's sharing the first picture tonight, watching us. So
All right.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
board
Thanks,
tracker
Goro,
style.
for hanging with us. Hey, you guys, I just want to mention, if you guys want to help support us, we are taking tips. So PayPal tips.
Tips.
We need to pay our expenses and expand. But anyways, if you guys appreciate it and you guys can support a few bucks on PayPal for the show, please help us along. Uh, anyways, we thank you for the support, you guys. Anyways, thanks for tuning in and everything. And I see
Yeah,
that
buy
you got.
FIREBIKES so I can buy beer.
That's right. That's right. PayPal FIREBIKES for beer.
And,
Right.
and I think it's time to have our official question, right, for our guest. We have in the room waiting to make
Oh
some
yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's right. We've got a special guest in the backstage. He was a guest of ours at backstage, and we want to bring him out. He was our last week's guest, and he was so excited about Sam coming on. He asked us if he could come back on and ask Sam some live questions, because he is also another big Firebike fan. So without further ado, there is
Hey, Sam.
Who's this
And
guy?
Mike. Who is this guy?
Just kidding, buddy. Good to see you.
Oh, some more
Hey, good
Corona
to see you.
beer.
Hey, cheers. Cheers. It was wonderful to listen to your story, Sam. And actually, I'm following you since 2007. I met you online via internet on the forum from the V Corps. That I saw your bikes, and I met, of course, Frank and all the guys from the V Corps. And it was the home of the Firebike here in the Netherlands. And after the FBI, my first FBI 2008, I was riding the Firebike of Simone, and I fell in love with that. And I automatically I order via you. You send me the Mortician and the Widow.
I've seen the Widow. I remember the Widow big time.
Yeah. The Widow, and yeah, I made it a frozen Widow. I painted white. Yeah, and I rode the first ride that I did a long time with all my pack, my tent and a backpack on the front on the, how do you call it, on the fork, and that's the way me and Chris, he took over the Mortician. He called me when I got it. He called me and he said, "Evia, you have too many bicycles. I want the Mortician." So I said, "Okay. I mean, if you dare to ask me like that, it's yours." and and then we met. We have a picture in 2009, and the FBI. Maybe BK can take this picture out. With we made a big picture with you.
I will try to find it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I send you on Messenger. Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, okay. Let me get it. I will need some time.
Oh, it's okay. And actually, you know, I'm fascinating with your designs and your work. And I was asking the guys in the V Corps. I asked Nick, and Koen and Frank himself. What was it in the Firebike, in the design of the frame, that caught you all and made you like Firebikes maniacs? Like that's it. And both three of them, they just told me it was the great, the beautiful, this picture together with Mike and you. Yeah. And just they just said it is a clean line. Oh, that's picture.
Yeah, that one. I remember that.
Yeah. We made before that. We made a picture with you and all the Firebikes and these days in Amsterdam. Yeah, but you know, this what they just said. It is a clean line, simple, but you know what I mean. It's not too much
going on
round things. It's beautiful line. This what caught them. and this why it ran like a fire in a dry field, you know. That everybody, oh, here's Frank on the line. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, this Frank is on the line now. Yeah, I was wondering because I'm making as well frames, and I was drawing not in details but in general lines what coming into my head, and then I choose one to make. But I was wondering when you made those frames, you made like 20 in one time or something like this, 15 or 10 pieces
Yeah,
in one time.
sometimes I would just do 5, you know, and see how it goes. You know, because once you're going, it's to make one. But then sometimes, like I said, the first one takes you like friggin' days, and then after that, you kind of okay, you know. But I usually kind of do 5, you know, and then kind of feel it out, you know. But I'll do the, you know, the first. I never like set out one design and like I'm gonna do 20, you know, because let's say you did do that and you
Okay.
came up with a design, you made the 20, you know, and you know, after you're like, oh, I could have did this better or change this, you know. So it's better to, you know, maybe do a smaller quantity, and then if you want to like improve it, you know, maybe then the next 5 you can like, okay, I updated this, I changed this a little bit, you know, maybe I had a little problem, you know, with this, you know, maybe the tires like, you know, too close, or you know, and you know, and that's what happens. Like we're not, you know, we're not engineers. I wouldn't think most of us. We're just, you know, customizers, guys that like trying to build stuff and do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So not everything works out. So you're better off to just do, you know, a smaller run. And then sometimes the smaller runs are more attractive to the buyers, you know, because
Oh yeah.
if, you know, if I was to buy something like a piece of art, would I want to buy one of 10,000 or one of 5?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. I said as well. If I'm building one frame, it will never be second one. And if it will come a second one, will be always different
Which is
because
cool.
this is not my. Yeah. This is my thing. It just no, just when you build 5 actually. So you made the curves, you made all the parts 5 times, or you
Yeah.
build the first one and then.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
usually be like I said, the fluid would have been I built one, and then after that, then I did a few, like you know maybe 5, you know, and then you like you get a feel for it, like okay, you know, and then the fluid took off well, so you know I could probably pop down and build 20 fluids, and they're going to disappear, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and the fluid, like I said, it's been around for 15, 16 years, I don't know, like a long time,
Yeah.
you know, I can pretty much do it in my sleep, but when you take that first bike. You know, that first bike too, you might, like I said, you might do your prototype you're doing there, Shep. And then,
Yeah.
you know, you think it's all cool. And then you sit back and look at, if I could just change this one tube, it would look way better, you
Yeah.
know? And
Yeah.
that's where if you
Yeah.
could, you know, cut the numbers down, then you can just, you know, grow it, you know, you know, evolve it, you know, involve it and keep on, you know, just, you know, turn it into like a, you know, a masterpiece in your mind, turn it into like the, you know, the total package, you know, like, you know, you thought you had the vision, you
Yeah.
thought this is going to look good. And then later you just like, yeah, if I just change this and that, like I really got, you know, what I want, you know? So it's good to just smaller quantities,
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, all
And
right, there we
yeah.
go. Hey,
Yeah. And
that's cool
where
that
did
we're
you
getting.
get? Just a second. Where do you get all those hammer tubes or the twisted tubes that you made? You
The
made
hammered,
2 frames actually.
the twisted was, you can't find it anymore unless you want to buy like a whatever, sea can full. But
Yeah.
the twisted was kind of more of a like an art kind of thing. Like you know, they got the decorative railings and things like that. And
Okay.
that's a good place too if you're like hunting and wanting to do something a little different, because that's where the hammered square tube came from. It's more of a decorative tubing for like, you know, maybe doing railings and things like that. And you know, some of those places got some twisted bar, and you know they just help bring a few more ideas to your head, and you know maybe you can use a few different other materials that other people are not using, and that sets it off too. And I always thought about getting tube laser cut or laser etched, so the design's
Okay.
already in your tube.
Oh. Okay. Is it strong?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like which, the hammered?
No, the one with the laser that you want to cut.
Oh yeah, because you would just be etching into it, right? So if you're using
Yeah.
half decent wall and you have it laser etched, you're not cutting through it.
Oh,
And
you're
that's
not
where I
cutting.
said
Okay.
that's where we've just taken it to the next level because no one has a laser etched frame.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But it can be done because I talked to a guy and I was going to do it, but it's going to be expensive too, right? Because you want to make your pattern, you got to take your tubing, you got to get it all lasered, etched. You know, it's kind of like engraving, but you know the laser's just doing it.
Cool.
Or you could hand
yeah.
engrave that frame as well. You know, you could take a nice material, clean it up really good. You could buy yourself an own engraver and engrave all that frame. A lot of the lowrider guys and I've seen it on some of the bike rims, but no one's really done, you know, the whole frame or anything like that. But you know, there's lots of new technology where you could set that off. Like, you know, you could probably, you know, if you want to do a wood grain looking bike, you know, you could laser etch it, you know, and then paint, you know, there's like lots of opportunities with using different materials and, you know, thinking out of the box.
Yeah. And actually for your challenge for 1 day build, I'm taking it. I will be there. But I just in 2000,
I want to go in that one too, huh?
Oh yeah! It will be a party. It will be a party.
All right, I think I'm a good one-day builder.
Are you guys all ready to lose or what?
No, who's losing? We are all winners. We are all winners.
And I think it'd be good. It'd be fun because when I'm done my bike way earlier and all you guys, I can help you guys finish.
You know? Oh yes. No, I'm going to weld yours to the table. But no, but in 2019, I was in Florida for the 12 bars, and was my dream. I told to Gary from Low Life. I told him if I'm coming to Florida, I want to build with you a frame. And actually, what happened that we were like 7 frame builders, bicycle builders, in Low Life garage. And we built the frame in 1 day. It was my design, but we were part of the one frame. And in 1 day we built it, and we still have it.
Oh, cool!
In the lower, yeah.
I did one with Robert from HBBC just out of the blue. We were drinking in a shop. I'm like, let's build a bike. So we did that. And a guy named Manny from the FIREBIKES in California, he took and actually won a couple awards with the hybrid. But I think it would be fun, you know, just someone set it all up and, you know, and just gives the people something to watch too, something extra, you know, the people that come out, you know, like, I'd like to see this guy bring on his nice shiny bike, but I'd rather see him build it, you know, and not have it be shiny.
Hey, what about like an online build off at the same time for like maybe people that can't make it to OBC, but they do like a cam all day, and they're doing it at the same time in their garage.
Yeah, I guess like
I have my garage.
I think it'd be fair. Like it might be, but it might be fair. I'd rather have it just outside under a tent, and you're all together. A little sabotage here and there.
Yeah, but I mean, people still need to get out. I mean, still people need to get out to Las Vegas or wherever we're talking about, right?
Yeah. You know, maybe we just share the welder. Like, give me the welder. Give the guy an elbow. I need the welder.
Well, I mean,
it's a good idea.
I tell you, what happened in 2008 when we did a 3-day build off in FBI, we only had one welder. It was a TIG welder, and there was only 2 guys in the room that knew how to TIG, and that was me and Tom Frazier, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, how do you do?
But I guess, like
really
I said, technology is good enough. I guess we could, you know, figure out these programs or whatever and set up a little camera in our shop, and we probably could do it. But the only thing is, I would like it to be just so short notice, because I don't want any notice that it's coming. I don't want to know a day, or I only want to know like 24 hours before it's coming. And if you're not ready 24 hours before it's coming, I guess you're not in the game. You know, I'm ready right now.
Well, I mean, why not? I mean, why not be ready absolutely for that 24-hour day? Like, get your tubing ready, get your tools ready, get everything ready, and like we do a 1-day build off wherever you are in the world. right?
Sure.
Wherever you are.
Okay.
And then we also have the big tent at the OBC doing it as well. But like, wouldn't that be cool? Well, one day, full on build off with everybody in the world, in Europe, in America.
Yeah.
You know, who knows? I mean, we
Well,
bring
and
it up
Frank's
at
saying
OBC.
10 builders, one welding machine. Well, I need an hour to do my bike.
I like the one day build off. Maybe even a little themed one, like a theme build of something like so. So maybe we have everything ready, but like the theme of the build is announced at the very last moment.
Yeah, or I don't know. I hate theme bikes, but whatever. Whatever
But
makes
you
you guys
know,
happy.
what right? I mean, it has to have some. You want something that's going to be a little bit creative and a surprise, right?
Well, I think I could do that in a day.
Yeah, all
Could
right,
you?
but all right.
Yeah,
I'm just
Chef
saying
can do
to
it
you,
a day.
like,
Oh yeah.
if we pre-plan everything and
Yeah, there we
pre-cut everything, we're gonna get everything done. But like, if there's a certain amount of like pulling something out of the envelope, and we're gonna make, a trike. Imagine that. Ooh.
Hey, as long as I have the parts, I
I'm
can probably
working
do
on
that.
your trike, Mike.
Oh yeah,
I
good.
have a
Good.
I'm starting to build it. It will come.
Yeah, it's all
Good.
here, right? That's where it matters.
Here, I'm building it. Yeah,
I got like
serious, and
20
it will
of them
come.
in there. Yeah, I got you.
You know, when it's here finished, to go back to the table, it's like Sam said, in one day. It's here have to be built, and to know actually what you want, and then anyway, in the time of building, everything changed because things happened in the building. This is what happened with me, and then it coming the end product. But I'm building. I'm checking out things because it will have to be special trike.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we
Yeah.
got someone now with not enough time to cure carbon fiber. Well, I guess you're not in the build off.
Oh, come on, G27. Oh, come on. That's a weak excuse. I'm sorry, G27. That's so weak. That's so weak. Oh, I'm sorry. You're not going to get away with that one.
Okay, I'll do mine in a dress if he enters.
All right. This is, I think we're talking about the starting of something for the community, and we get like one day build off, and it doesn't even need to be like at an event. It could be online, and it's something that we can monitor.
Yeah, true.
And like we could do it, like even almost like
you
on
guys
Sunday,
could set it up.
On Sunday.
Yeah, you guys could set it up.
That's right. We could like literally do it on, and see the results during the podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Speed some of it up and that. Like, I honestly think I'm not gonna be rude, but I think I could pull off a bike in 3 hours.
I'd go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? I mean,
can we just have 3 hours? Because I think I'd get mine done.
Oh, come on, man! Come on, Jesus, come on, man!
You start to hear like all those kitchen chefs.
No, man.
Mike.
Oh, here's my bike.
We are forgetting something. The entries on the Facebook, the entries we had for FIREBIKES contest.
Oh yeah, hey, yeah, that's right. Let's go over some of those entries before we go. I mean, maybe it's
yeah.
Oh, this is mine.
That's Envious bike.
This is mine.
Yeah, that's Chef's.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that I can go all over them because
look at that.
Which I did.
That's it. That's awesome one. Look at that.
Army.
Bike Army, huh?
Well, that one's cool too.
That's one of your Disco Beaver.
Well, I think that's
the funny thing. The funny thing is that we asked for FIREBIKES, FIREBIKES, and we got all sort of bikes. It's
but we're not going to show those bikes, right, BK?
I hope not. I'm trying to yeah, that's the thing.
They're naughty guys. They'll be putting on non-fire bikes in our competition, but I understand you guys.
They just want to show their bike.
Like this one.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
That's a fire bike.
That's a fire bike.
That looks like a ghost
fire bike or something, or what?
put put the bike in
Oh,
the fire.
I like that bike. There's a bike that's got some detail
Yeah,
with the hand painted
yeah,
frame and everything.
Yeah,
Very
that was
cool.
a cool one. Yeah,
Yeah.
the one with the multicolors on it. That
Yeah.
from
Yeah,
Leadham Rock.
Very.
Floyd.
That's a Leadham Rock, right? Leadham Rock painted that, right?
Yeah, that I don't know. Yeah. Lloyd's Fluid. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Floyd,
guy from
yeah,
like
yeah,
Florida, Sarasota,
Floyd.
something like that.
Actually,
It's a tie.
Actually,
So far, it's a
I have
tie.
I have a question, Sam.
Yeah.
Because Floyd, the guy for the owner of this bike, you know, he's a long guy. I know him, and he went to you when you were in the Firebikes Army cruise, the first one, and he asked you, can you make the Firebike frames 2 inches longer for long people?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you just gotta let me know.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I've done
he
some bikes
asked you
longer.
that.
Like I just did a bike for a guy that's 6'6", and
Yeah.
it's at paint right now. It's pretty funky looking, but yeah, that's one thing when you're always building your own bike. Like nowadays too, I don't put the back ends on the bikes because you know some guys want a 5-inch wheel or you know in the front forks. I usually I ask what wheel they're running because I like to keep my stuff slammed with tight clearances. So. Hey, I like that one. That one's cool.
Yeah, a lot of style.
Hey, Sam, you're gonna have to pick your top 3. All right, give us your top 3.
Okay, the one with the little guys on the bike.
All right, the one with the little guy on the bike.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult. There's so many.
Let's just pick that one.
And that
Let's
one.
go to the next one.
Yeah. No, this is not Firebike.
Pick that one.
This one is not Firebike. No,
No,
this is what I want to tell you. No, this is not really.
Oh yeah,
this
there you
one.
go.
Yeah.
The
The
dome.
dome.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's a sweet one. Oh, that's an old
What is
school
the story of the dome, Sam? What is the story
The dome
behind
was
this frame?
done for Ralph. He wanted something for his own. So I said, well, build 5 bikes and paint them purple. So all the original domes are purple. And they've really never been made again. Like and they've actually held up.
Two.
Pardon?
I think there are 2 only.
No, there was more than that. Maybe 4 or 5. I'm sure there was, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think Frank's got one. I know he's got one.
And then there's that one that's with the gold, with the sweep fork and that with all the gold. That one's a good looking bike. But yeah, there was only like 5 or so made, and that was kind of a,
Oh
a
yeah,
Tron
that's
design.
with the real
kinda,
flames.
Oh yeah,
That's a
that one's
real-
old. That's like 04 or something. That bike. That's a cool one.
Yeah. Sam, I wanted to say, you just said about people who's copying Firebikes or I don't know. I know in the community here in the Netherlands, it's like I was shouting about this black bicycle that it's not Firebike, and we know what is a Firebike bike. This is when I rode the first time with my son, like that.
Pick
on
that
the
one.
Widow. Yeah. This is my Widow when I rode with my son. Now he's taller than me, the kid. He cannot stand like
he's
this
taller than
anymore
you?
on the frame. Yeah.
You're probably 6 something.
I'm 6'1". He's like, I don't know, 6'5" or something like this. Yeah.
Yeah, pick the blue one there, and then we're good for the 3. Yeah, there we go. We're good. I don't want there to be a winner. I want everyone to be a winner that has a fire bike.
Yeah.
Because I
So
look at it,
we
everyone's
know-
done their own personal taste and design, and they're all proud of their bikes. So I think
I
everyone
like that
should
one.
be.
That was my
Yeah.
favorite.
Should
I'm sorry,
be.
Sam. That was my favorite with the rims. That one.
Yeah, those rims are pretty crazy. I don't know. They might be
and the
mountain
forks.
bike or something.
Look at the forks. I mean, that's pretty, and it flows well with your fluid.
Yeah, it's kind of like I guess they called the claw, aren't they? The claw
Who
fork.
did those forks?
Pardon?
Who does those forks?
I think the gentleman's not doing them because I've had a few guys ask me, you don't want to do them, and I'm like,
Oh, that's
I just
sweet
kind of,
too.
I kind of like the
That
forks
Nita
I'm
rack
doing
one.
now because they're just like I can do them
Ooh.
top of, not a big deal, and it's quick and easy, and so I just kind of like doing that with the forks, just doing my own thing. There's an old bike, and that's like an FBR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks like an old FDR. Yep.
Well, another question, Sam. Where did you get those girls in the first pictures of fire bikes? You had a beautiful.
The bar.
Yeah, I don't know. You know.
Thanks, Remco.
Yeah, where did you get those girls? You know?
Oh, my buddy of mine took pictures all the times, and the girls were right into it. They'd always like want to pose on them.
Yeah.
There's even like nudes if a guy digs deep.
Yeah, hot.
Yeah,
Really hot fire.
you could even get good-looking guys on there too.
Yeah, behind you.
that's
Yes,
always-
behind
you don't
you.
want to chuckle that dick on that bike. That'll sell.
No.
Maybe on the ladies' bike, on the ladies' models there. That's all we need.
I mean,
is
you
a cruiser
wanted to
dude-
attract.
a
Hey,
cruiser
you
dude
wanted to
calendar.
attract guys.
That'll go over well.
I wanted to attract girls.
Bunch of old guys in the calendar.
Man.
Shit.
Hey man,
Yeah.
hey Sam, it's been awesome having you on, and you know, even Evia coming down last week, and we all playing with our old memories as well. I mean, that's awesome that we could get together, and I'm hoping that you can come and visit us again, and we could do this.
Oh, for sure, it was awesome.
Cool, man.
And I'll see you at the build off.
We will come.
The
we will
build off,
come
you
to
guys.
Sam
The
to
build
build.
off, right?
Set up
we
the build
will
off.
build.
I'm ready. I'm ready right now. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I say
Okay.
3 days over the weekend. A weekend build off,
No, one
and you
day.
have to have what?
One day.
All right, but like there has to be a webcam or something on you, right?
Okay, yeah. You can't cheat.
All right.
Maybe,
Thank
maybe
you.
Okay.
Chef
Hey,
left the building.
hey, one thing I wanted to make. Hey, Evia, can you show everybody that frame that you have behind you? That's amazing frame that you did, huh? Evia? Oh, look at, maybe, I don't know if you could see that frame. Look at you guys. Look at that frame. I'm not sure if you could see it really well.
He's already building.
There you go. Hey, yeah, that's
I'm ready,
it.
Sam. Weld the beer cans together. Let's go.
Yeah, get the.
Well,
Yeah,
good.
let's do it, man.
I love a
Let's get-
challenge.
Yeah, let's do
He's
it.
not even making
Let's
up
do it.
excuses like the rest of them. Well, I got a flat tire in my car and blah blah blah.
All right.
All right,
Okay.
you guys.
I'm ready.
Hey, we need to say, and we need to like give our like to the Pedals Up podcast
Yeah.
guys. I know we haven't mentioned. I know we brought up the poster, but hey, you guys, Bike Life Talk. I mean, extra from the guys in Las Vegas. They're the OG guys that started up this podcast stuff. Really, more bike talk, all good. They've got really interesting guests every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So anyways, back to Philippa. Hey, good. I appreciate Philippa and Rock. My kid's still on there. Nice to see you. I love you guys. Hey, Remco, see you guys, man. Next week.
Happy Mother's
Cool,
Day.
you guys. Cheers,
All
man.
right. See you. Bye.
Bye,
Cheers.
you guys.
Cheers.
All right. Cheers.